Every person who saw these illustrations in the making exclaimed, "So many lines!" Yes, it might look like a lot of lines, but that was not what took the most time. In fact, the research about every chakra was quite tedious, although it was a very enjoyable experience. I know all the lines may seem like a lot of work, but I was not pushing this book out. It came to life naturally. My first degree is in psychology, so I enjoy exploring the archetypes that shape minds and consciousness. I was looking for a way to combine my art skills with art therapy, and this is how this book was born. This is a mandala from the Chakra Book that I created a few years ago. I was working on the book every other Saturday at a local coffee shop with a friend, James. James and I became friends after creating a children's book together. He commissioned my art. We had this tradition, meet at a coffee place on Saturday to check on our progress and revise changes. If there were no changes, I would draw the illustrations for the book and he would write. After so many caffeinated co-working dates, and after our book was already published and released, we would still meet at the same place, as it did become our routine. After my work on his book was over, I decided that it was time for my own project, the idea of which I had for a long time. Back then, my Saturday morning routine also included Greg, a tall, tattooed instructor of Ashtanga Vinyasa. What made the class special was not only Greg's proficiency, he also played actual mantras during the practice. I really enjoyed the full immersion into both spiritual and physical practice, and I truly miss it. It was so natural to draw a chakra book after the practice and work on it. As an illustrator, I know how hard it is to get into the routine of working on each project. It is almost like you have to build a routine that would match every single project. Working on illustrations for the Music Composers Encyclopedia required my muse to work in the afternoons. I needed bright sunny light and lectures on music theory to get going. To work on this chakra book, I must have had my Saturday yoga morning practice and an already established routine for coffee shop meetups with James. It was only natural to work on my chakra book after a class like that each Saturday. The established routine was very, very helpful. I did not have to create a special place and time for it. It was already all there. Right now I'm using my watercolor ARTEZA markers. I have been in love with them for a long time, not only because of the colors, but of the actual tip. This mandala requires lots of gold, brown, and red as it represents Muladhara, the root chakra. The tree and the elephant are both symbols of stability, strength, and safety. I also included certain herbs and symbols of time that connect us to the Earth's living experience. In the book, there are more details about it. It's like a crash course on chakras and self-help in one. I did not intend to make this video about each of the chakras individually. I should probably make a course on that. We'll see. Thinking of stability, strength, and safety, some of the experiences that I would describe for me and when my Muladhara would have been the happiest is when I was laying in the field away from the city by the country house where me and my sister would spend summers. We would be lost all day exploring the million trails in a nearby forest or playing by the lake. Now that I say it, I realize how terrifying it must be to hear to modern parents. Kids by themselves in the woods. But I knew my trails, I could walk in and out and find my own way, and would not trade my childhood freedom for anything else. Growing and planting things is another Muladhara experience I can relate to. After all, it is called the root chakra. My family grew so many things together. We had pears, apple trees, and plum trees, cherries, dark and red currant, all kinds of berries. I love raw berries and vegetables. There is nothing like it when you pick a few raspberries right off the bush and their fragrance is just straight from heaven. Our grandmother would be making lunch and send us picking some herbs or carrots from the garden. Back then, I took it all for granted. That was the only way my universe worked. But now I appreciate and cherish those memories as the most special ones. Another memory that I have is waking up so early in the morning, that you can see the morning dew still covering the grass, and its droplets are shining like diamonds and other precious stones in a sleepy sunlight. I would step on top of that grass barefoot to meet the day. I hope one day I'll be able to relive that experience. Right now I'm trying to mentally return myself to coloring. My mind traveled so far. Reliving my country house summers, I miss it tremendously and I really want to come back there one day. What means safety to us a lot of times is connected to where we felt safe as children. Meanwhile, I'm getting close to finishing this mandala. It is a very tickly feeling in a way, to see what I envisioned it colored. I like the way it turned out. It walked me through some memories that made me reconnect with my childhood self. Now I feel warm and fuzzy. The whole coloring book is available in description. I hope you all have a wonderful day and stay creative. Bye.